What up, though? And welcome to Free for All Friday. Hey, do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you subscribe, welcome back, man. Have some fun with us. Chill out for the next hour. It's me and the fellas right now. Val's out again today. But first up, I got, man, y'all know who he is. He is our LNU stable mate. He does a whole bunch of stuff. He's over on Chat Sports. It's Mike Kimber. You know what I'm saying? Or, Micro Mike. But, old school people know him as Micro Mike. But what's going on, Mike?
Hey, man, it's good to be back. It's been a couple weeks, and back on here on this beautiful Friday. If you're in the West Michigan area, it's nice and sunny. It hasn't been like that for a while, so we're ready for spring over here.
All right, definitely. All right, and I know who it is. He is co-founder of Lions on the Prowl. It's Maniac Tim. Uncle Timmy, what's going on, man?
10% here and 100% Maniac. I'm doing fine.
All right, man. It's now we know that the season doesn't end technically until March, but it's technically the last week of the NFL season. Super Bowl in a couple days, man. It was a wild ride for the Lions and us Lions fans. I think I had fun this season, you know what I'm saying? The ups and downs, but that last, 10 games of the season was really fun for me. Let us know what you think in the comments. What's your last, what you think of the Lions season and the NFL season as a whole. I think the two teams that pretty much everybody kind of predicted to be in the Super Bowl are there. The two number one seeds are in the Super Bowl. Can't get no more clutch than that. They did what they needed to do to get into the big dance. What are you guys' thoughts on the Super Bowl this week?
I'm thinking that that the Eagles are going to take it. I mean, Mahomes is definitely the better quarterback, but I think the better team is the Eagles. I think they have proven that all year. Every time Hurts has been in there, it just was hard to beat them. Now, one of the closest teams that came to beating them, even when we were playing bad, was the Lions. So, but I just think that the Eagles are going to be too much for the Chiefs.
Okay, we're gonna get into the game predictions in a little bit, but what you got? It's cool. What's your thoughts on the game, Mike?
Hey, look, man, the NFL got what they wanted. They wanted the Kansas City Chiefs in there. How many third downs did they get? I think it was like 5 third downs in one possession, just FYI. But they got who they wanted there. They got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Real excited for. I want to see the Eagles win. I'm rooting for the Philadelphia. You got Darius Slay over there and Ndamukong Suh, former Detroit Lions. So. And I was riding with Jalen Hurts, and look, I drafted him in fantasy football. I thought he's going to have a magnificent year, so that would be the icing on the cake for him.
Okay, I get you. Hey, let's get to some guys in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's say good morning to some people, man. You got my man, Mr. Reliable. Michael Huck says, good morning and happy Friday. Good morning and happy Friday to you too, sir. My man, Michael Huck. That's my guy right there. All right, we got my man, Dr. Detroit in the building. Y'all see that Bronco up there. He says, all right, Michael, good morning. All right, Dan Spano says, I'm rooting for Slay. I like Slay too, man. Slay's a good dude, man. And he did me a solid back in the day. So, all right, Detroit fan, man, says, hey, peoples. All right, what's going on? Let's get into some of the questions that we got to answer about the Lions because we're a Lions show. So we know we're going to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit because, it's a Super Bowl. But let's talk about some Lions because that's what we do, man. That's what we're going to do right here on our show. What is your dream scenario, fellas, for the Lions in the first round of the draft? Like, this is like the player, position, trade back, whatever. What's your dream scenario for Detroit in the first round of the draft, Mike?
The unbelievable happens. Jalen Carter falls to pick 6. The Detroit Lions select him, add him to the defensive line. I think with a player of his caliber, you put him on the defensive line, the whole defense would improve big time. I think he is an Ndamukong Suh or Aaron Donald type where he will transcend this defensive line to the next level. He is absolutely phenomenal. I would love to have him on this football team. And we get lucky and Devin Witherspoon falls to pick 18, and we fix that secondary with one of the most physical cornerbacks in this year's draft. He fits Dan Campbell very well, and it's a hole in the secondary. That would be my best case scenario in round 1.
Okay. All right. What you got, Maniac Tim?
How do you top that? How do you top that? Two of the biggest needs getting fulfilled. I mean, Mike, you are right on key there. I mean, things that's just going to help the Lions win. I mean, that shutdown corner and defensive line. Man, I can't come up with anything better.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. All right. So Michael Hook in the comments says trade back and get another first round for next year and find 2 starters. Okay, I feel you. Somebody drop dead if Carter drops to us. Hey, I feel you. That would be a big move. Since Carter and Gonzalez would be ideal. I feel you on that. I would say this for me, if we Jalen Carter that would be the dream scenario if he drops back. He falls to number 6 and we can grab him. We got guys going up to grab quarterbacks. That may be what's going to happen. You never know. And if we can't get Witherspoon, I would like either Gonzalez or Joey Porter Jr. You know, big physical corner man, plays tough man coverage. He's a little bit bigger than Devin Witherspoon. He's about 6'3", 6'2", something like that. Witherspoon's about right at 6'1". So we got to attack that defense, man. That's my thing. You've seen all these guys with these mock drafts, and they got to go taking a tight end in the first round or taking it. I'm like, who in the hell is doing these mock drafts? Like, and one of the guy that pissed me off the other day, I could forget what platform it was on. They did the redraft, and they were saying that Jacksonville, if they did a redraft of this year's draft, Jacksonville would take Brock Purdy number 1. There's no way in hell that Jacksonville would take.
Why would they take Brock Purdy when they
got Trevor Lawrence? That makes no freaking sense whatsoever. I'm like, what?
They got a pretty good quarterback over there. I think they're pretty happy with Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, and then they had us taking Sauce Gardner. I'm like, there's no way. If they had a number 1 pick, they would take Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
That would be the redraft, and we still would take Aiden.
We still take Aiden Hutchinson 100%.
Yeah.
You know, this idea that we're going to get a tight end is the most ridiculous garbage that I keep seeing. And I want a huge shout out to Jeff Risden from Lions Wire. He completely agrees. You got to, I don't know what it's because we traded TJ Hawkinson, so people immediately think, oh, we got to fill that hole. We already got that hole filled. Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, James Mitchell. We did better at tight end when we traded him. It's not saying that Hawkinson was bad. We just don't utilize a key tight end. We have all 3 that do a phenomenal job. We don't need a tight end, man.
They fit their role good. You know, they're role players. They all can block. They all can catch passes. But the tight end, I'm like, what?
You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Why are we talking about a tight end? What are we talking? We're talking about practice. I mean, I don't.
I would rather take any position right now besides punter or kicker than tight end at 18. Any position.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But dream scenario. Now, if we couldn't get Carter at 6, I would want to trade back.
Yep.
I want to trade back.
So in other words, a tight end would be Mike's nightmare scenario.
It would be me doing this on live TV. That's exactly what would occur. And I'm going to tell you right now, I do not believe these mock drafts. I have confidence that they're not taking no tight end.
Yeah, I have
absolute confidence.
And for some reason this year, it's like there's absolutely 1,000 of them. Like there's usually a good amount of mock drafts, but there seems to be more and more mock drafts this year than I've seen in a long time. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And how is this guy, I guess credible to publish a mock draft and they're posting this stuff on, these sites. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm used to my 2 guys. I'm used to, the one guy nobody really likes, Mel Kiper Jr. Todd McShay does his, and then the guy that used to be over there on he was the GM over there at the Raiders for a minute. What's his name?
Mike Mayock.
McNamee. I'm used to those. And Bucky Brooks does a decent one on the
like
NFL
Bucky
Network.
and Daniel
Jeremiah. So Jeremiah. So, but these other guys, I'm like, man, do you actually do your research, or you just throw names? You just do a dartboard mock draft? Yeah, you throw a name mock drafts because are you looking at the team? Are you looking at their needs, how they played in the previous season, to have an effective mock draft where you can say, hey, we're definitely mocking someone this team would actually pick or need? Do you know the tendencies of our GM? Because I'm like, what are you absolutely talking about? It's absolutely asinine. Like the Matchlock draft, Matt Miller over there at ESPN, he had us taking a guy who was a depth player for the defensive line, like Van Ness out of Iowa. And Laporta out of the, and then he has taken Jamar Gibbs out of Alabama. Now that kid's pretty good. I don't think he'll be there when that kid's he's a pretty dynamic back. But I'm like, the only pick that I agree with was the Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah.
The other people, I was like, yeah, not so much.
Devin Witherspoon, probable. Kyle Van Ness is, to me, he's a late first, early second round prospect. Don't take him at 18. Tight end, it's not happening. Jahmyr Gibbs, that's possible, in the second round if he's there. I don't know. I don't think he'll be there. You never know with running backs. Running backs is just it's a weird position,
because all of a sudden you cannot pick. They could not get picked for the whole first round, and next there's a run of them in the second round or a run of them. So I'm not sure. Because I'm not sure how the Lions backfield is going to shake out. Is everyone going to be there? Everyone going to be back? I'm not sure. You look at a guy like we gave a shot with Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds got a new contract, and he was just kind of absent most of the year. We had the injury, and then you had a guy that we drafted, Jamar Jefferson. Nothing. Nope. Justin Jackson had some good spots. He had flashes, but he wasn't solid all season.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. And then you got Jamal Williams, which I think they'll bring him back. But just because of his leadership, and to be honest with you, he's kind of becoming the face of the Lions right now.
And I like it.
I mean, he's out there all on Media Row. We got somebody coming into the building, man. It is Luke G of Luke G's Field Review. What's going on, Luke? Oh, he's still connecting. We'll give him a second. But
he wants to get a tight end. That's the position.
There he is. All right, Luke.
There we go.
The first question was, what is your dream scenario for the Lions in the first round of the draft?
Trade down, acquire future picks for next year, and take your pick at 18. Make that pick from 6 to another first for next year, and some more second round picks for next year. Because to me, if you can trade down and gain capital, that's where you want to be at. But if for some reason you can't trade down, you have to draft a quarterback. I'm sorry. I know people don't want to hear that, but at this point, if Goff goes down, and I'm not saying that Goff is the end all be all, but if he goes down, you might as well chalk up your season. But if you get somebody back there that can be like a Brock Purdy, or you have a situation similar to what the 49ers did, you could keep your season afloat. So yeah, 100%. Just trade down.
But he was Mr. Irrelevant. They drafted him last. He was the last pick of the draft. It'd be like,
but you remember what happened though, right? They did that in anticipation that Trey Lance was going to be the starter, but Trey Lance got hurt, which then made them keep Jimmy Garoppolo, and so they end up having 3 quarterbacks. But the point I had is even though they had Trey Lance, they still drafted a backup that they felt was suitable to serve their team.
Right, and we were talking about the first round, so. You trade back, and what round would you draft a quarterback?
If I traded back, if I traded back, I wouldn't draft no quarterback. If I'm stuck at 6, I'm taking the quarterback. But if I trade back
at 6,
yeah, at 6.
Any quarterback or just a specific?
What particular quarterback would you want at 6?
Yeah,
I just want to know. I'm just kind of like, it's interesting to me, so I'm kind of like, I'm always down to hear everyone's opinion. So.
Based on what Brad Holmes has done and his love affair with Jared Goff, the player that I think in this draft that's closer to Jared Goff, but very similar, is Levis. And I think that would make the most sense to let him sit and build up. Am I a fan of Levis? Fuck no. But do I believe that you need a backup that can be more suitable? Would I rather have Levis or Stubblefield? Levis, right? Like I just feel like at this point,
the dude's name is Nate Sudfield.
whatever is it Sudfield?
No, Sudfield.
Oh, whatever it is, that guy, Nate.
Stubblefield was Dana. That was the big defensive lineman.
Levis scares the living hell out of me.
But you got to remember,
one
right?
of those, you feel like this dude legit. Like I watch him, like this could be Mitch Trubisky. This could be Jake Cutler.
But you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? That's what a lot of people, and Mike, you the only one who was chanting different, but that's what a lot of people were saying about the guy over in San Diego over there about
Justin Herbert. I like him because he actually produced not a lot of interceptions over there in Oregon. When I see Levis, it's like this dude is.
Can you name me Levis receivers?
I don't care, man. It's like
at Kentucky.
I know he doesn't have all the weapons, and his offensive line was booty cheeks. It scares me, man. Just watching this dude, it scares me. I'd have a little more less fear, and even someone like AR-15, a little bit less fear in him, or obviously CJ Stroud. I think he'd be a little bit better.
Listen,
I know he had a billion weapons, and obviously Bryce Young is the GOAT. But
no answer you're going to give me when it comes to the quarterback at 6 is going to upset me, because the way I'm looking at it is like this. If you're going to, everybody likes to talk about this draft, this value crap and all this stuff, right? And I'm just being honest. If you go out at 6 and you take, say, another edge rusher, whose spot he taking? Like, I'm not being funny, but I really want to know whose spot he's going to take.
And we're getting a lot of people saying we're mocking us a defensive end, and I'm like, why?
Why? Right.
I think what the problem is when you're sitting at 6 is you're going to miss out, probably a good chance you're going to miss out on Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. And that's a problem because I think the talent-wise starts to kind of get close. I think Miles Murphy's ahead of Tyree Wilson, but, I mean, edge position. Then you're looking at Devin Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. But you could probably get a talent-wise at 18. You know, it's just one of those issues. I think trade back would be – like if Jalen Carter's there, I'd take him. If not, I'd try to trade back.
Yeah.
But see, this is my thing. Let's just say we go with your scenario where Jalen Carter is not there. Let's say he's not there, Anderson is not there, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, like, what are you really going to do? I'm all for take the player who comes in, help your team, and is a hit. I don't care what the position is. However, when I look at these teams, I'm telling you, last year, every time I saw Jared Goff take off a run, which wasn't much, I held my breath. I'm like, bro, we don't got time for this.
Spin move is
we don't have time for this.
Thing he does, man. Spin move.
I'm just saying we don't have time for it. And so to me, I look at that pick and I'm like, if you can't trade out, then I don't want to hear about it, because guess what? If you take another edge rusher, then you're probably telling me, oh, Julian and Romeo is gone. Well, guess what? You didn't need another edge rusher. You need interior guys, and so. I just don't see no other thing. At least with this way, you're going to be in a scenario similar to what the Packers have, similar to what the 49ers have, where, hey, if it's not working out with Jared Goff, I just roll in the rookie. And if it is working out with Jared Goff, I just trade the rookie.
Okay. All right. Hey, do us a favor, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hey, like the video, man. Share it with your friends, man. And just, be a part of the Proud Nation family right here in Detroit Lions and the Proud Your Home for Detroit Lions newsrooms. Now, I got to address something, man. The Duran is in the building, man. We haven't seen him in a minute. Now, I'm going to have to refute what you're saying right here. The Duran says Hutch was robbed. Absolutely not. He was not robbed. Absolutely not.
Not even close. Not even close.
Now, Hutch had a good season, but when the guy makes first team All Pro as a rookie, he's gonna win. He's gonna win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry. He did not get robbed.
But Curt is bigger than that, right? Because I've been saying this for weeks. I've been telling people for weeks that he can't be the defensive rookie of the year. When you go through, you look at the history of defensive rookies of the year, they all made Pro Bowls or all pros.
Yep.
And Hutchinson made neither. He wasn't an alternate. He wasn't a backup. He wasn't the third. He was not on the radar. And when you look at the voting, some people didn't give him a single vote. The only person that gave him a vote was from Michigan. So I'm gonna leave that one alone, but that's another story. The reality is, and then All Pro is even worse because the All Pros were voted on by their players.
Yep.
So when your peers is not putting you in there, you know, they're like, hey, I think these other guys were better. Not saying that you had a bad year.
Yeah, he had a really good year, and he's got a lot of cachet around the league, and
He's the
you got
people's
people.
champ.
Yeah, he got the Pepsi joint. The fans voted. He got an award. But to say he got robbed, absolutely not, bro.
Not to mention when you watch that game where the Lions went against the Jets, I told everybody at the end of that game that the Lions just handed Sauce Gardner defensive rookie of the year. You refused to throw the ball his way.
Didn't throw the ball at him one time the whole game.
He won. I'd care less about those. I like
I mean, but to say he got robbed, man, come on, bro. He didn't get robbed, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is. I mean, you entitled to your opinion, but I don't think he got robbed. It's just like with the guy,
not even close.
Not even close to get robbed. But you know, he's like Mike said, he's the people's champ, man. The people say, hey, we're gonna vote for you because he was the rookie of the year. So that's all offense and defense. So that's all rookies. So
which that right there in and of itself. How?
Three interceptions, 9.5 sacks. He did get better in the second half. I thought he went to the Detroit Lions too.
But you gotta look at it like this though. It's saying rookie of the year. All the rookies combined. That includes Brock Purdy. That includes Garrett Wilson. That includes Enclave. That includes all the rookies combined.
Is Brock Purdy the Detroit Lion? Nope. So I want my guys.
The Detroit Lion. It was a fan vote. I'd say
drinking that Kool-Aid.
One pride showed up.
It's gonna be Aiden, James Houston.
One pride was
Kirby.
on that NFL site voting their ass off because I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
A couple days I voted 10 times in a row. So
listen, I posted congratulations to Aiden Hutchinson and the Lions fan for him winning the fans vote for rookie of the year. And I had so many messages like, I know I voted at least 60 times. Like 60 times? What the hell?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But you know what? He had Lions Nation vote, and then he had University of Michigan vote because they was in that mud putting that vote in. But unfortunately, you know, he didn't get robbed. He got an award as such, but to me, I went back 30 years. I didn't find a single defensive rookie or offensive rookie who never made a Pro Bowl or All Pro.
Yeah, that is just what it is. I mean, you can't deny that Sauce Gardner, man. The guy had a phenomenal rookie season. He got voted as being one of the best in the league, pretty much the best in the league at his position as a rookie. That's what All Pro is. That's what All Pro is.
All Pro is way more important.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know what though, and what did he do in his acceptance speech? Sauce Gardner thanked the city of Detroit where he grew up. He said the east side of Detroit. He said 7 Mile. He gave a big shout out to the city of Detroit. So guess what? It is what it is.
When his contract up. Let's
go. So you know, it is what it is and what it is, man. Let's get back to some of these questions about the Lions, man. That was a good, man. Thanks you guys for joining us, man. Now my man Big Swaggy out there doing his thing on. He's been on every show. I mean, he's done First Take. He's done Good Morning. He did a whole hour on Good Morning Football the other day, and he said we're gonna take the North. Give me your thoughts on Jamal Williams saying Detroit will win the North next season. What you got, Maniac Tim?
I'm just saying, hey, just like Nike said, just do it. I mean, we're getting that team built, and it's been, you know, this is the third year of the rebuild. This is the third year of the building of a franchise. Let's just get it done. We actually, as far as interplay, we won the North as far as interplay this year because we only lost to one team within that one time within the North. So let's just do it. I mean, and let's just shove it all in the NFL face if they don't want it done. Win the damn North.
There you go. The maniac has spoken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't. Hey, what? What, man? Don't make him slap somebody. What you got, Luke G?
I think Jamal Williams needs to go into politics after he get done with football, because what he did was the greatest advertisement I ever seen in my entire life. Not only did you let the general manager know, you let the fans know, hey, I want to be here. So if I'm not here, talk to your general manager and your ownership and the coaching, because I'm already putting my stamp like I'm coming back. I expect to get the contract I want. I've earned it. I broke this record. I got the yardage, and it's a great thing that he did. However, I don't need you to tell me about what you're gonna do. Get your contract like you're supposed to. Great. Get back in, get the work done. And let me see it for myself. The rest of it sounds good in general. I love that you're still rapping it and everything, but it was a politician move. I ain't never seen one. Because guess what? If he don't get re-signed with this fan base, the way this fan base turn on people, oh my God, it's gonna be a problem. So that's what I thought. I thought it was good advertisement.
But I don't think it had. I think it's a belief in the team. I think he believes in his teammates, and I think he believes in himself. But I don't think it was self-serving. I think he was like, "We Detroit, and we're gonna do our thing." You know what I'm saying?
He's a free agent.
I mean, he is a free agent, but he was talking the same thing at the end of the season. He was like, "Stop playing with us."
Yep.
Right.
Right.
So
Right, but here's the thing: when the season officially is over as a whole, after the Super Bowl, he'll be a free agent, right? And so if you put that to a life situation, I don't see too many dudes still rapping they ask girlfriend like, "Hey, are we team girlfriend over here?" But they not with her no more. Like I don't see that. I think it was definitely a message that he's letting the team and everybody know. Look, I want to be here, and I expect to be here.
I can't hate on that because I want him to be here. So. All right. What you got, Mike?
Combo breaker.
That's what I got right there. You know, for years we've been a joke, and I love seeing the fight and the pushback that we've seen from Deshaun Elliott before the final game of the year, and of course Jamal Williams, who's like, "This is who we are." I'm like, if you watch the post-game interview, we're tired of the disrespect, and I think they're taking on that persona of Dan Campbell, and no longer we're just some rag dolls. We're going to take the fight to you. I absolutely love it. I appreciate it. You know, this team is a physical football team, and you need to put respect on our name at this point. I mean, 5-1 in division last year, 8 out of 10. We definitely got to prove it. You got to go out there and do it next year, but I like that swag, man. I like that confidence. I like confidence, and I like we're not playing around no more. This is the real deal. This is our expectations, is to win the division. That's what I want to see. Their expectations is not, well, it's okay. We'll be in the conversation. We are going to win the NFC North. We're going to host a playoff game, and we're going to win. That is our expectations. And I think that's a very good thing.
I'm feeling you on that one. Let's get into some of the comments. All right, Michael Huck says, I love it. He wants to come back after a good year. No one wanted to stay here prior to. Yeah, he says hashtag brand new Lions. All right, there's a nice comment, and it is what it takes for the Burp says Jamal Williams is not a need. This is the Durn. So I'll stand by myself on this one. If I have to, you can get better talent. That isn't saying I don't want him back. You just can get better. You know what? Though?
The Durn, he's not by himself on that opinion. I personally would upgrade that position as a whole and move on from Jamal, but that's just me. So the Durn is not alone.
Yeah, some people would say that as well. I can understand that, because someone the other day said, and you talk about the pipe dreams, and I was like, I saw this on Facebook. Someone said Jamal Williams is the second coming of Barry. I'm like, no, he's not.
No.
Like, I was like, he's not even on the same planet.
He's a good piece.
He's a piece, and he does. Here's my thing: he does what The Rock says. He knows his role.
Yeah,
he knows his role. He gets down there at that goal line. He's a tough physical runner. He can get the ball across the goal line. He does what he needs to do. I mean, but he's
TJ Duckett.
And what do you call that? And sometimes he had struggled in some of the short yardage in the middle of the field where we try to run the ball straight ahead, and he getting stopped in the backfield. So, and like he had a great season. Yeah,
Love on that offensive line too.
He had a
'cause they helped out
productive,
that big time.
he had a productive year as far as touchdowns, but he had 1,066 yards. That's he's our first 1,000-yard rusher since Reggie Bush. But but I would say this: if you look at would he have got 1,000 yards if Swift was healthy the whole season? I don't think so.
Or take it a step further, a lot of the touchdowns that he got was because of a run that was broken by Swift or a big play made by what's her guy St. Brown.
Yep.
So you saw those play, and then he had a shorter field to work with. But when you look at those games in general, you saw a lot of the teams who just did not feel threatened by him enough to fill the box. But for some reason, when they put Swift back there, they was like load the box up, and this, and they wasn't sure if it was a pass or if it was a run. So that part of the game is what kind of bothers me. Not to mention, I believe he cost us 2 games this year, but that's another story.
Yeah, coughed the ball up in Dallas. That changed the whole title of that game.
Yep.
That fumble changed the whole. But I'm not hating on Jamal. I like Swaggy.
No,
I love that guy, man. And he's himself.
He's an RB2.
Yeah, man. He's what he is, man.
Not everybody's going to be a superstar on a team. I mean, you got to have pieces too. He's just a vocal piece.
He's more of a superstar in the in the media or out in the what he does. But I like Jamal Williams. And if he came back, I wouldn't be mad at all.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Not paying him Jacobs money.
Nah,
Barkley money.
Nah, definitely not. All right, so. We talk now. I know I want to hear you guys kind of what do you guys think about this hire? We got Deuce Staley's replacement in Scotty Montgomery. What do you guys think about that? Do you like the hire? Why not? Or give me your thoughts on the hire of Scotty Montgomery.
I like it. I think it's a good hire. Another former player, and it continues the trend. Dre Bly, former Detroit Lion, former player as well. And, when it comes to Scotty Montgomery, he was with the Indianapolis Colts. They had a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor, and I think that's a good thing. And when you lose coaches, you got to replace coaches, and I think that's perfectly fine. I know a lot of people are mad Deuce is gone. And look, I love Deuce as well, but this is what happens when you win and you become a good franchise. You got to replace coaches and continue to be a turnstile, just like with players on a roster.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna be mad at Deuce Staley for go home and take care of his mama? I mean, like, what?
Absolutely no one.
No, I mean, but like, for me, I like the hire. He has some head coaching experience. He's coached ECU down here where I live at down here in Carolina. So he's got his experience. And the one link that I did not know that kind of came out is that at one point he was the position coach for Antoine Randall L. So he has, experience coaching, and, the guy was the coach for one of the best running backs in the league over the last few years. So I like the hire, you know what I'm saying? And he already has the coaching experience to be the assistant head coach. So he has a lot of stuff that he can go ahead and alleviate from Dan Campbell behind the scenes. So, and let him worry about what he needs to worry about. But I like the hire. It just is what it is. You bring in a competitive guy to replace another competitive guy. So what you got, Maniac Tim?
Yeah, well, I heard that he knows his role as far as on the offensive and also on the defense line. He's a good line coach. So, and that really, I mean, if he can go ahead and run that, shoot, more power to him. We just need to, if we got that system, and just keep on refilling. Every time the Patriots lose a coach, their system don't go down. So
that's because Bill Belichick runs everything.
I know, but it's like that's what we're building in Detroit, though. Is we're building where like you said, we're going to lose coaches. Will you become a winning franchise? People's going to want to steal our coaches away. So we just need to be stable enough to just keep building and adding.
Okay, all right, Luke G. I already know your answer to this, but you don't give a shit.
Terrible.
I don't give a fuck. We coach because I trust him. What you got, Luke G?
We don't need to hear you.
It's just so. Ironically, I actually got a really good answer, but good grief, no. But just for the hell of it, I really don't give a hell that we hired him. but you gotta hear my logic to why I don't give a hell.
Okay,
My initial reaction to it was like, I don't give a shit that they hired him. I was more excited that they made him the assistant head coach because I don't need no more attention going to Ben Johnson. If you made Ben Johnson an assistant head coach and the offense is lighting up again, just go ahead and chalk it up. He gone. It's over, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, yo. So I just was happy. I was just happy that they said, you know what, he's going to be the assistant head coach. I didn't give a care who he knew. I didn't give a care he's a former player. I don't give a shit that he's supposed to have credit for helping Taylor. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is he is the assistant head coach, which means that the other man named Ben Johnson don't get to say he's an assistant head coach. You was a coordinator, and I want teams to think about you, but not enough to want to steal you as soon as the season ends. So I was excited for that. But overall, I appreciate what Brad Holmes, Sheila, and Dan Campbell did. By giving him that assistant head coach position, it gets him closer to his opportunity to be a head coach. And him being a minority is big to have that. I know his dream is to be a coordinator, but giving him that assistant position gives him a chance to get closer to that coordinator position with big head coach. So overall, I didn't care. As long as they didn't name Ben Johnson assistant head coach, I was good. I was happy. Shoot, they could have said Curt was the next running backs coach.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the secret about Ben Johnson is already out.
Yeah, he's already been exposed. Yeah, he's already been exposed. They gave him a back. He was like, all right, I come back. Everybody else chill. You know what I'm saying? I got the pay raise I need. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in Detroit for at least for the next year or so. And you know what? The Detroit Lions were not known for that. Think about this. They weren't known for giving nobody no raise before Sheila Ham took over. They was tightwise. They weren't giving nobody nothing.
Right.
Megatron
I tell people, man.
They weren't giving nobody nothing.
Need to give me a raise up in here, Sheila. Yeah. Come on, man.
As soon as they said that Sheila sent Dan Campbell a text message, when she texts, we got it right. We got somebody who texts.
It's not on a dial phone.
When I knew we had the right one, when she rolled up to Matt Patricia's house,
Morse code that mug.
She rolled up to his crib and look here, bro.
They didn't even call my son. She said, I'm not using my limousine phone for you. Walk your butt out here.
Yeah, come on.
Listen to me.
Let me holler at you right
now. You get it together or you gotta go. And then it said driver pull off. Roll her window and watch she pulled off
up your ass.
Man, y'all thought she was being frustrated when she had her hands in her face. She was practicing her fire speech. Okay, you're fired. Okay, no.
You're fired. No, that's too aggressive. Too aggressive. You're fired. Too sorry.
Fired.
We're gonna have to let you go. No, that sends the wrong message. That's what she was doing with it in that press box, man. Man, that was the greatest day in Lions history.
I sang. I was dancing.
But I'll say this, man. If you look how what she's done to reconstruct this team, reorganize. And I think my favorite thing is she sent Rod Wood. See, look here, bro. You go over there. You handle the concession stand. You handle the Wi-Fi in the stadium. You do all the other crap. You leave the football side alone. You don't worry about this. You take your ass over there and do that. Okay, Chris, come on in. You're gonna be hard. You're gonna be over the football stuff. You had a football guy to do the football stuff because when they hired him and he was in the football realm, I'm like, why is he over here? He don't know football. I'm like, come on, man, Martha Ford, what you doing, baby? What you doing?
That was one of the best things she could have done, though. She created a council of people who she said can aid her and getting it right. She didn't try to become the smart person in the room. Jerry Jones been at this thing for years and still ain't got it right. He's still trying to figure out how to make it work. He thought he had it figured out because He had Tom Landry who was first doing it. Then he got Jimmy Johnson. Then Barry Switzer won it when he thought he had it all figured out. Soon as all them people left, he had to go back to a Hall of Fame coach and Bill Parcells to rebuild it. Then he got mad and got Bill Parcells up out of there. And that team ain't done nothing. Most talented waste of energy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And so when I look at Sheila Ford, she's humble enough to know how to text, which is very important and stuff. She's not
text.
she
Part of
knows
the job description.
Yeah, she's not picking the phone up to my operator. Get me to this person. They be like, man, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I think overall people should be happy and the fans should be happy.
I think one of the smartest things she did is she put herself in the middle of the action. She, look at the forwards. They resided at Ford Field. That's where their office was. She like, nah, I'm gonna sit. Give me an office right here in the middle of Allen Park because I want to be right here. I want to know what's going on. And she's not an intrusive. She's inclusive. Like she doesn't, she doesn't impede on what they're doing. She's like, okay, what do you guys need from me to make your job better? And that's the type of ownership that she has. So I'm liking what Sheila Hamp is doing. I ain't even putting the phone in there. Sheila Hamp, because she didn't took it off. She took it off her office side.
Man.
She took it off the office side. She said, I'm just Sheila Hamp. You know what I'm saying? Roll with her sister. You know what I'm saying? And don't let me put these white diamonds on because you know what time it is. All right. Here's a question, man. I've been kind of wondering about this. And what free agent on another team do you want the Lions to pursue when the league year starts? So you got a guy on another team that's not on our team. Which guy would you say, hey, I need the Lions to sign this guy? What you got, Luke G?
Get your popcorn ready. Listen, listen. I got a list. I got a list. I'm gonna give you three. What did he just say? The blasphemy?
John Dion Hamilton.
Oh my sweet baby G. Blasphemy.
He's an assistant linebackers coach. He got promoted.
Tim Boyle. We throwing flags on the play. Tim Boyle. Listen, I honestly, listen. I personally want them to trade for Isaiah Simmons. That's personally me. I feel like we need to find somebody who can bring a little bit more edge to our team, and I think he could. But if you're just talking about regular free agents, I'll take TJ Edwards, a guy that we hooped and hollered and wanted before and didn't get. I'll take Deron Payne if he makes it. I doubt he do. I'll take Levante David. I still want Kaiser White, who I was screaming about earlier this year, like just sign Kaiser White, right? Like I want linebackers. If you throw a linebacker name out there for me, I'm not going to be mad at you. In fact, there's really only one answer: linebacker. So if you give anything outside of linebacker, I'm throwing flags on the play because I'm tired of watching our backers need to be upgraded. They are not good enough to sustain what's about to come next season. They have to be upgraded. And for me, if you can get TJ Edwards, you can get Levante David, Kaiser White, somebody like that to come in there, maybe add some flair. I'm cool.
Okay, I feel you. What you got, Mike? Oh, excuse me, Mike Kimber.
Cat Williams. I think he'd be really good for the Detroit Lions.
Really?
Him
Pimp
and Rory's got the same hairstyle. So I think that'd be... Oh, man. Look, I've talked about Deron Payne multiple times, so I'm not going to do there. How about Leighton Vander Esch on a one-year deal? A little prove-it deal.
Good answer.
I think that would be an interesting player to have on here because, look, it'd be cheap. He's not going to cost a lot. He's 26 years old, and he actually he is very good player when he's on the field. But we've done these prove-it deals with the Khalif Raymond last year, and then we did a prove-it deal with DJ Chark. Let's do a cheap deal here and get a Leighton Vander Esch.
Okay. All right. What you got, Maniac Tim? Anybody you know?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say I want Galapagos. I want
Jimmy
him to be I want him to be our backup quarterback.
Jimmy
G. He gonna cost you. He gonna cost you starter money to get him anywhere in a contract.
Well, he's better than
that. But okay, I mean, hey, I asked you who you thought. So hey, it is what it is. That's who you think. Go with what you go. That's why he's the maniac. Okay, for me. Levante David was my guy. that looking at that, that's a definitely upgrade for our defense, man. What he can do, with with coverage and playing downhill. That guy's an all-around linebacker, man. And to bring that type of talent into our linebacker room would definitely be an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Thor. He had a really good season, man, but he ain't no Levante David. So, but I mean, and we had a kind of mixture of size as far as linebacker. You look at a guy, you look at Alexander Loney, he's a smaller linebacker. You get that Rodriguez, he's that tweener, you know what I'm saying? He's not as, he's a little bit bigger than Alex Anzalone, but he's not, a really big, he's not big as Derek Barnes. So we had kind of guys that were kind of all over the place as far as, but Levante David, man, that guy right there, he brings an edge, a nastiness. He's going to be one of the top linebackers in the league for a long time. So that's a guy, because the guy I wanted them to get, he got re-signed by the Baltimore Ravens. That's Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
So, but
I wonder what the Ravens know that Lions fans don't, because Mike, like I know, all I've been hearing is linebackers don't matter, right? That's all I've been told.
If you watch this season, then linebackers do matter.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, linebackers matter like it ain't nothing. But yeah. All right. So yeah, it's someone said no Devin Bush. We want Levante David. Yeah, I know Devin Bush is going to be a free agent, but I don't think he.
These damn Michigan fans, boy! I swear to God, they always want their people. Why?
I'm a Michigan guy. I don't want Devin Bush on Detroit.
Oh, okay, good. Because that name keeps coming up, and I want to puke. I just want to puke.
Yeah,
his name came up, and David Long name came up, and I was like, "Yo, no."
All right. Yeah, no. With that being said, hey guys, thank you for checking us out right here in Detroit Lions of the Pride, your home for Detroit Lions Music Rooms for our free for our Friday. We're live right here. Give us some questions in the chat, man. Let us know what what we want us to discuss right here. Paul Jaros, he was out there in the Niner. He said, "I hate to see Jimmy G go." I heard somebody talking about, and even who was that? Joe Montana was saying that. Why would you trade away your best quarterback? He said Jimmy G is still the best quarterback on that team.
Damn, really?
I wouldn't say that, man.
I mean,
I like what I saw from Brock Purdy. I for a seventh, man, he did pretty good.
Yeah, he did. Guy. Now, my man out there, what's the tight end? What's their tight end's name? For 49ers, look like a wrestling. Look like a wrestler for
You mean Kittle?
Kittle?
Yeah, Kittle. Yeah, Kittle was like it's his job to lose. He said that
it's got to be his job. I mean, he took him all the way till he hurt his. We don't know that. Well, they don't know the injury, obviously. How long? It's 6 months, right? So,
looking like he's gonna have Tommy John surgery. So
yeah,
that's definitely not good for a guy who plays quarterback. So,
no.
Yeah, but
you got a question from the Durham.
No, what we got? Would you draft Bijan? I'll let somebody from the panel take that one.
Yes. It obviously depends who's there, but I can understand why you would get him, because he would make this offense so damn scary. You're giving Jared Goff every single weapon possible. And if you want to run the football, he is a game changer at the running back position. You would have a great offensive line. You'd have the wide receivers would get opened up for sure. But I'm not going to lie. I keep looking at Osiris Torrance at 18, and it's getting me a little bit giddy, man. Like, I think about that. It's like, God dang, put him on that right guard position. But, yeah, I would. But I'm looking at defense for sure still. Still looking at defense.
I'm looking at defense in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you got, Luke? What you got?
It's a no. It's got to be a no, because of the reason you just pointed out, where if you're going to have to get them in the first round, and I don't believe that any of our first picks should be on the offense. How much more you need to give freaking Jared Goff? I'm sorry. How much more? If you're taking an offensive player at all, it needs to be one or two positions, quarterback or offensive line. And if you're not taking one of those two, then we're not doing it. Because at this point, I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired. If we go another draft where we don't take a high damn defensive draft pick, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm telling you, I'm gonna lose it. And when we took Aiden Hutchinson, I was like, okay, it's a defensive guy. I don't care, but I cannot. Look at the games. Our team would be in the playoffs if the defense wasn't so bad. So I'm not looking to add to the running backs at this point. No, not when you can go out in free agency and add a guy maybe like Josh Jacobs. I don't know. Absolutely not. I'm not going to play this game. Miles Sanders is going to be a free agent. Go and get him. Right? If you want to run it back so bad, they're going to be there. And if they're not, then guess what? You've done nothing but praise Brad Holmes from this point. Trust that he'll find one late. I cannot. I will not. I shall not. And the words of Mbaku, I will not have it. I will not have it. You cannot take the running back. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at defense at 18. I'm looking at even Osiris Torrance at 18. But if they took Bijan Robinson at 18, I'm not going to be mad. I wouldn't be upset. But I'm wanting to get a cornerback. That's probably where you'd get one. You'd get a Christian Gonzalez, Joey Porter Jr. potentially be there. Devin Witherspoon, I think he's probably Q or CB1. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. But if they went that route, I'm not going to be pissed off and I understand why they would do that. And you still got 2 second-round picks, but I still want defense first. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I don't care about those second-round picks. His second-round picks ain't been nothing to write home about. We're not going to play. We still trying to figure out how to make it work.
You got to get them right.
The Lions it's been decades since we got a second-round pick
right.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not
time to start doing it.
I mean, it ain't just Brad Holmes. None of our people have done right in the second round.
Yeah, it's a curse
For years.
It's like you scratch your head,
So that's what I'm saying.
It's a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you do complimentary football, like again, I'm known for controversy, and I'm not controversial, but at the end of the day, Witherspoon's a safety, and if you're drafting him to play corner, God bless you. I wouldn't do it. He's a safety. I'm sorry. I see what I see. I go by it. If you take Gonzalez to me seems overrated. I would personally take Joey Porter Jr. if it was me, but that's just me. But when I look at this draft,
he's my favorite corner in the draft.
He is. He's my favorite. Yeah, he's my favorite because if I didn't believe that Witherspoon was a safety, I would be like, oh, he's the number one. But he's a freaking safety. He doesn't even play corner like a corner. He doesn't look back for the ball like he's supposed to. He just wants to knock the brakes off of you, and I get it. I love that. Be a safety. Like I'm cool with that. Knock him out. But outside of that, no. You as a fan base should want defense. You should want defense, and you should want it bad. Because I want to remind you, okay? Only reason you didn't make the playoff is because your offense scored 45 points and your defense gave up 48 to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
The scenario of a tiebreaker came into play on a team that you shouldn't have to have a tiebreaker with because your defense couldn't stop the nosebleed. You had an opportunity to secure your playoff spots by beating a simple team like the Panthers. And what did you do? You allowed 240 yards in the first half. Not the game, the first half. That's your defense.
Man, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
That was hard to watch.
And you paid to watch it too.
I paid that. I drove that. I drove to watch that shit. I drove 2.5 hours to watch
Only
that
if
crap.
that field was right, the Lions would have destroyed them. It's the field's fault.
I would say this about that stadium. You know what I'm saying? But even the team itself has complained about that field turf. They didn't want it, and it was just the stadium did it because of the MLS thing, because the Panthers themselves, they don't own that stadium, so they're renting that space. It's not like I think the Lions and the Cowboys are the only teams that actually own their own stadium. Like other people are paying rent. Like the Fords own the Lions and Ford Field, of course, because look at the name. But I think Jerry Jones owns that stadium out there. But I mean, SoFi and things of that nature, you got how many people owning these stadiums, they're not looking in the best interest of they want the best interest of what they can make money on. So they say, we're going to make money off of this MLS team. So let's go ahead and make this what they want. We'll make it and that's probably being cheap because they have to take care of it year round. Think about this. If you have a soccer team playing on a Bermuda grass, they got to take care of it year round. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not as much upkeep because nobody's playing on it in the offseason. But of course, you have somebody like an MLS team playing on it. They got to keep the upkeep. Oh my God, this is blasphemy. Somebody Dan Spano says Porter reminds me of Okuda. The hell I say?
It's not close. It's not even close. Listen, Curt. I was just going to address that. It's not even close. It's not even close. Like, but when I tell you, listen, I took for years. I took a beating for making that statement that Okuda's not worth a top 10 pick and that he's a safety. I took a lot of heat for that, and a lot of people are going to have to come around and say, you know what, I was wrong, and say, look, he's a safety. On our wife Witherspoon, I look for three things. Does he physical at the line of scrimmage? Yes. Right? Does he have the wherewithal to pay attention to not only the player's body position and stuff and turn his head? He does not. Does he have the ability to play mind games with people? He does. But his ability to play mind games comes in the form of him knocking the brakes off of you. That's what he wants to do. And so to me, that's a safety style of play that I would take. I think as a corner in the NFL, too many of them games, he just didn't look back for the ball. That irritated. That's one of the issues I had with Okuda, where I'm like, you just need to turn your head. That's all you got to do. Just turn your head.
Joey Porter is a way better corner than Okuda. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Darren says, in my opinion, Porter Jr. is the best corner in this draft. The arm length, his arm length, the way he plays great in man coverage. Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close.
Dan trying to have me get a stroke and have high blood pressure. Come out from Brad's going to draft a quarterback and a running back with the first two picks, and it's ridiculous. I would lose. I'm telling you, I would lose it.
All right, so we're coming up on the time. It's 11:56, man. Now it's time for our game predictions for the last game of the year. We don't realize are in it, but hey, let's go ahead and take a look at who we want to win. Who wins the Super Bowl and what's the score? What you got, Luke?
I got Kansas City winning 27-24.
27-24. Kansas City. What you got, Maniac Tim?
You
said the Eagles. You said Eagles. What's the score?
I got the Eagles. 27-24 Eagles because hey, you can't give up what Patrick Mahomes is going to keep them in the game, but I think the Eagles are going to do it, and it's not going to be big. It's not going to be a blowout like I usually pick. It's going to be
it ain't 47-3.
No,
all right,
no, not against Patrick Mahomes.
What you got, Mike?
34-27 Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, 34-27. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm going to go 28-20 Philadelphia Eagles. That's my score. I think that defense gets after Patrick Mahomes and is gonna, with that limited mobility, he's feeling better, but it ain't gonna be enough to keep him keep that Philly defensive line off of him. I think he's gonna be all over him.
See, I see the opposite of you by virtue of you said that the limited mobility, he never ran a lot any damn way. So his best asset was his arm.
No, he runs. He runs.
Not that much. Not like how they do with Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts got an injury to his throwing arm.
Well,
that's where I'm like.
Well, I'll play this for me. What I see from them two. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback that can run.
Right.
If y'all get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Because Jalen Hurts, they do design. They don't do design runs for Mahomes, but he can run.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts, that's a weapon for them. They want Mahomes back there throwing it. Run if you can, but throw it. That's his first option. Jalen Hurts is like, if you can't, if you can't run, throw. It's kind of like that's for me, but I think that taking that away from his game can hurt you. Can hurt him a little bit if he doesn't, because with the way that the Eagles pass rush is, that's what I'm saying. All right, hey, it's time for final thoughts for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in right here in the Trent Lines of the Proud. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now it's time for final thoughts. Maniac Chill, man, give me your final thoughts for today's show.
Okay, well, it's sad in a way that the football season is coming to an end. I think it should be 12 months a year, but that'd be great football season right there. But you never get the Players Association to.
Ain't the UFL coming up afterwards though?
Yeah, the USFL is going to be in Ford Field this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the Lions. I mean, and the Panthers got a new head coach. Jeff Fisher is gone. Not saying we got something better, but at least it's an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel
And
you, Mike.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see the XFL and the USFL go ahead and after they each get their respective champions, play each other and create their own type of Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
That would be awesome as heck.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. What you got? Final thoughts for the day show, Mike?
Don't eat greasy hamburgers because the way it comes in is the way it can come out.
What?
Jesus.
I don't. Okay.
He must be speaking from experience. Okay.
Yeah, clearly.
Thank you for that food advice, Mike. We appreciate you. Hey, thank you guys for joining us right here. Detroit Lions are proud. Go over to our links in the description below. Hit fanatics.com. Links in the description. Help us grow the content right here on the channel. Check out all our DSA members right in the description as well. Go over and check out my man Mike Kimber over at LNU. Or check him out on Chant Sports, his YouTube channel. He does a great job, a phenomenal job over there. Go over there and check out my man Luke G over there. Luke G's Field Review, man. He know how he gets down, man. And we enjoy you guys right here on the channel, man. Thank you guys for checking us out and being part of the Proud Nation family. Luke G, step to the mic, my brother, and give us your final thoughts for today's show.
Hey, it's always fun. We get everybody on to talk ball and have a good time. I appreciate it so much. I think today's positive quote comes from me. It's called respect the process. Yeah, I'm having to learn this thing, respecting the process myself. You see, when I tried to skip steps, I found myself constantly in the same place. Now, this is a little bit of confusion for me because I didn't expect for this to be the case, but I realized something in that moment. The steps that I skipped were necessary for the step that was coming before it, the step that was going to come after it, because I needed to respect the process. And what we have a tendency to do is set goals with no real order behind it. You said you were going to start losing weight this year, and what you decided to do was to skip some steps, but couldn't figure out why the weight wouldn't come up. Was because you didn't respect the process. You said you was going to save more money this year, and you decided to put a little money to the side, but then you spent it because you didn't respect the process. When you respect the process respects you. It gives return. It gives back what you gave it. The same energy that you breathe into the process gives back to you. It's going to make sure that you are seeing the goals, the outcomes, and every other thing that you wanted and wished for come to fruition because you respect it. But when you disrespect it, you find yourself in a position where you're in the same spot that you were in before. Respect the process, people. Do not get caught up in trying to get it done quickly. Get caught up in trying to get it done correctly. And if you can find the strength and discipline to do that, then you yourself can now understand why every time you follow the process makes sure it rewards you. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. And if you don't do nothing else, don't be no chump. Please do your research and then stop playing. Porter is not no damn safety.
Hey, thank you guys for checking this out, man. A little personal news for me. I got my graduation date. My man Curt Steele graduating with his master's.
Congratulations.
5 May of 2023, man.
Mike,
thank you guys for
cue
all
the
the help, man.
clicker sound, Mike.
I don't have that actually on my phone. I'll do
Yeah.
I got that one actually.
But I want to thank everyone to support my family, my wife and kids, and Mike Kimber, man. He's helped me out with some assignments. My man over there at Proud of Detroit, Eric Schlitt, Jeremy Reisman over at Proud of Detroit as well. Even John Macaroon over at All Lions Fan Nation over there at SI.com, Detroit Sports Podcast. Excuse me. Thank you guys and all those well wishes, man. But thank you again, man. And I just want to share that personal news with the Proud Nation family, man. You know, got to share the good news with the family. But with all that being said, thank you guys for joining us right here in Detroit Lions. I'm probably your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Do me a favor, whatever you're doing in life, you guys to boss up. Bow out and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.